Ramblin' Rose. Ramblin' Rose. While you ramble, days are gone. Who will love you with a love true? Who can cling to a ramblin' rose? I don't know where I thought of that song. Man, that's a real oldie. I don't even know why the hell that was. I was gonna say I don't know why that was in my head, but I never know why anything's in my head. Parkception Studios is here on Cthulhu and Willie Plays and Mr. Badlands. And Jack Queen, oh, got a notification, huh? The thumbnails are absolutely insane, Mr. Badlands. They're so terrible. Now, there's one thing I can try and do. You remind, sometimes once the stream has started, if I go in, oh my God, they didn't even put the right one on there. I just checked it. That's not even, what the fuck, YouTube? And as you can see, guys, they will not do anything about it. They just don't give a fuck. I don't know why Google continues to own this platform. They obviously don't give a shit about it. Let's see. See if it'll keep it. All right, supposedly there's a new one there now. Let's see. Can't tell. They won't put one. Are you kidding me? And when I put the new one, oh, no. Now they're, I don't know. I have no idea if they're willing to do even the most minimal of things anymore. Yeah, Parkception Studios. I mean, it's gotten really bad. And again, I tell you guys, and I think I backed this up. I don't look for reasons to criticize YouTube. And I'm more than, hell, not willing. I'm happy to say when they've done something right. But it just gets worse and worse. They only care about things, you know, if it's YouTube TV related, they'll jump all over it. If it's YouTube creator related, they're like, yeah, whatever, fuck you guys. Lick's got a notification too. Wow. I watched some of Internet Historian, not in a long time, but I've seen some of his videos. Hey, Aiden, let's talk about Instagram banning me for gun range photos. I hate Instagram. I am so pissed. They banned you for gun range photos? Are you serious? We've gotten that sensitive? You can't just post pictures of sport shooting at a gun range? Where is the harm in that? I'm not even understanding. Somebody's going to see a picture of somebody target shooting and they're going to want to go out and shoot a school? Is that the is that the rationale there? The Invincible cartoon? I never heard of that, Milad. Never heard of it. Willie says, I have a topic. I'm writing an essay on why anime is superior to Western media and need some ideas on what to say. Titties. Anime titties are far superior to Western titties for the most part. That's where I would begin and end. That's everything. I think they're way more fearless than Western entertainment for reasons that are similar to what we were just talking about, where everybody's afraid to say this or do that here. Let's see. FTA guy says, Curtis, what do you think of Eric Andre? I think his humor similar to Frank's. Yeah, Eric Andre is hilarious. I love, well, you guys know my sense of humor. You know I'm going to love somebody like Eric Andre. Hey, Johnny boy. Good to see you, pal. What happens if you upload dick pics on Instagram? I don't know. I just started utilizing an Instagram account I set up ages ago. I'm going to, as I get stuff caught up here on the channel, I'm going to be using it more. And the reason being, I know most of you guys from that poll we had, the majority of you that use social media use Instagram, outside of YouTube. So what I'm going to do is once I get word out to enough of you guys, and the Instagram channel picks up, every time we stream, I will I will post it on Instagram. So at least you guys will have a way to know when we're streaming. And for any of you who have Instagram and are interested, my screen name over there is just The Curtis Candy. Aiden says, yeah, people have made the joke because I am a vocal Second Amendment advocate, and we have clubs that debate about that, and people say horrible things about us because of our stance on the Second Amendment. Oh, well, you know how the current state of affairs, Aiden, if you are not in line with whatever particular sector of the internet you're in, if you're not in line with their mob, of course they're going to, because there can't, nobody's interested in having actual conversation. It's always about let's beat down the guy who might think differently than us, because that's scary. That's all it is anymore. Andrew says, happened to me on Facebook. Posted a pic of a new shotgun. I got me a warning for promoting violence. What the fuck is going on? This is absolute bullshit. What? How is that promoting violence? So now, so on social media platforms, we're just supposed to pretend that guns just don't exist anymore because that's somehow going to make the world a less violent place? What is the... Well, there is no logic. Cheap Jump Scare says, what's up, my dudes and dudettes? Dudettes, I always like that word. Hey, Steven, thanks, I appreciate that, pal. And I like those. I like those stickers, I admit it. I'm very simple because that dancing pear dude cracks me up. He's got, well, maybe because he's got a shape like mine. BTG says, got a notification this time. Well, bye now. Looks like a lot of people got notifications this time. Holy shit. Who would have thought, BTG? I don't know what happened today. I'm sure it was an accident. Dragon says, school and boot camp are a lot alike. The only difference is that in school, you don't have to be deployed to get shot at. Oh, no. Dragon, what we were just talking about, you're going to make... Well, I was going to say, you're going to influence social media places to take down even more benign pictures, but that couldn't be any worse than they are, apparently. Jack says, next post because credit cards. Jack says, forgot to mention, because of a discussion we had about schools and teaching practical issues, I've set up a jobs and life skills topic. Set up a jobs and life skills top. Going to teach kids about handling money and actual job skills. You know, it's funny, Jack, if it weren't for the fact that I'm a big supporter of that, because if it weren't for the fact that I have so many other things I'm doing, I thought about, but I don't want to get into a whole different series of videos of making a series of videos like that for the channel. So it's good. I'm glad you're doing something like that. It's information that really needs to be out there. Jake from SF says, I'm on day 12 since my COVID symptoms started. First day without having to take a fever reducer so far. Oh, good. Maybe that's hopefully a positive side. Hopefully that's a positive sign for things on the upturn, Jake. I hope so, pal. Wow, 12 days. Yikes with a fever. If it's not controlled. I hope it's turning the other way for you. Nolan says, school and getting deployed have another key difference. When you get deployed, my paycheck isn't being used to make you dumber. BTG says, no time to teach, Minecraft to play. I am so... BTG, I'm so addicted to that fucking game, Minecraft. I end up thinking about it now, ever since we played yesterday, and I pulled that bonerific move. I've been thinking about it all day about how I can't wait to get back in. I want to find... I haven't seen Philip here yet today. He said it perfectly yesterday. If you could have wanted to create the perfect Minecraft map to torture me, it's the one I'm on. None of the things that just for the fact that where I like to set up, I have just basic parameters I like for getting my setup to where I want to live. None of it's around, and it's torturing me. The ocean is around. Like one of the gang said, I must be on a giant island because I can't get away from the ocean. Dragon says, what do you do when your baby is screaming, use more loo? Oh, Dragon. Yike. Oh, that's terrible. Going Nowhere says, have you ever had a toothache? I had one some time ago and they're horrible. I think that's about the worst pain there is in my life that's been filled with lots of physical pain because of things I've been involved with. Yes, that raw pain to a root of a tooth, oh, it's brutal. Johnny Boy says, my friend posted a pic of a guy in tattoos and quote-unquote Christians judging him, and I commented, this is why I don't like Christians, and it got banned. I don't know. See, to me, just my personal opinion. Now, I don't even agree with you, obviously, because I'm married to a Christian, and most of the people in my life are Christians. Now, the important people in my life are Christians. But that said, I'm not offended by whether or not you like Christians, and why would anybody? It'd be different if you say, I think Christians should be smacked in the face. That I would say, okay, they should take that down. You shouldn't be able to call for violence to others. But if you want to say personally, I don't like this group, I don't understand why that needs to come down. I don't. Aiden says, why do I keep wanting to say Murr? I see Metalhead Murr first, Aiden. Aiden says, my best friend came back from Afghanistan last year, and the day after he came back, he picked me up from high school as a surprise, and some girl who calls me racist called him a baby killer. Oh, Jesus Christ. But, there's slow-wit morons who are indoctrinated by social media, Aiden. That's all it is. I mean, they're people without an ability for any real cogent or rational thought, and they've gained enough skills to be able to read some of what's dribbled around on Twitter and so forth, and that's what they go with. Well played, Timothy. I suck at not spending money. Speaking of which, as he posts a super chat. Well played. Kodeko says, there's a lot of talk about starting families, but no one ever talks about finishing what they started. Jesus. Oh my God, you guys make this fun. Cheap Jump Scare says, bought my wife a Switch in Animal Crossing last week. I bought my wife a Switch in Animal Crossing some months ago. She hasn't gone a day without playing it before she sleeps. I miss our sex life. Cheap Jump Scare. My wife was so into it for a while, and now she's drifted right away from it. I did the same thing that was months ago. And if she was interested in if she had been interested in having sex with me prior to that, then she would have stopped because of that. But so I can only identify with part of that story with you. Wolverine says, because of bad experiences, Hinduism is the only religion I will go out of my way to not believe in, forced into it as a kid. It's funny you say that, Wolverine. I think that's true, in my personal opinion. I think that's true with a lot of religions. When you're forced into them, I don't think it does an individual any favors for warming up to the thought of that religion. Now, excuse me, when I was a kid, I had to go to church, and I got to say that's not why I'm an atheist, because they forced me to go. I'm an atheist just simply because I believe in the scientific theory of how everything came to be, and there's nothing more to it than that. I have nothing against people who have different beliefs other than mine. But yeah, it didn't, forcing me to go didn't make me a religious person, because you hope your child grows up with the ability to make their own decisions on everything. Hopefully. Rick says, I think Jack's class could be of use to some of y'all. Hey, almighty potato. Richer than Ross Perot. Pyromaniac says, is Ross Perot still rich? Is Ross Perot still alive? I don't even know. Man, he was getting up there in years. When was that he ran for president? Was that in the... Would it have been 80s? That's terrible. I can't even place what election that was. You guys got me curious. Yeah, here's the thing. My name's Ross Perot. I got some ideas. Let's see. No, he died in 2019. Okay. Uh, wow. He was 89, so he lived a good life. In 92, okay. So I was just a little off. Oh, 92 and 96, so it was 90s, wasn't 80s. I didn't. That's terrible. I had no idea if he was still alive or not. uh, BTG says when it's a cult, it's bad, but religion is fine. Religion should have an age rating like gambling due to all indoctrination. Big Green says I wasn't necessarily forced. It was more just like bear with it for a bit and I'll leave you alone. And afterwards, I haven't gone to church since. I think it's a better way to approach it. Big Green is to at least tell a kid, listen, I'm your parent. This is what I believe in, so I want you to be exposed to it. And I went to the Catholic Church, so exposed to it could take on a whole new meaning. And I want you to be exposed to it, and then you make your own choices. That would be, I think, a healthier, more effective way of approaching it, I would think. Alex says, see, at the Goose Cult, we don't have communion wafers. We just have more altar boys to snack on. That's the thing, though, Lex, here. We don't put up, there's no false advertising. There's going to be bad touch. There's going to be a lot of it. And you don't be a little bitchy whiner about it. Just deal with it. Oh, really? Rick says, I was forced to go to a fake Cub Scouts thing and they made us go to church. That's a diabolic way to get your religious beliefs pushed onto someone. Jack Queen says, I was forced. Christian school for 11 years and religious family. Whatever, they're all dead now. Jesus Christ, Jack. Yeah, my mom made me go. I had to do Sunday school and all that shit, and it just, I went through it. It was annoying because I would rather have been home playing. But again, it's not what turned me into an atheist or anything like that. Oh, I hated it so much I decided not to believe in God. I just believe in a different means of how everything that we know came to be. BTG says, no joke, went to Catholic school and I still have to fight the ingrained responses, and neither I nor my family has ever been religious to any degree. It's funny how that stuff stays with you, BTG. Like the Lord's Prayer, I could still recite that and everything. And trust me, I've had no use for it for many, many decades, and I'm sure I still could. But then, too, as I told you guys, I think I've told you this in the past, in 7th grade, they made me learn the 62 counties of New York State, and I can't forget that either. That is so bizarre. I mean, I'm a person, and you guys know me as outside of my immediate family, you guys know me better than anybody, and I think you'll agree that there's a lot of shit wrong with me. But of all the weird shit, that's way up there. And I certainly don't cultivate that. I don't know why I can't forget that. And I don't know why I was forced to learn it. Who gives a fuck what the 62 counties in New York State are? Where does that information ever come in handy? Jesse says, hello, sir. Have you heard the good gospel of Gar Gura? I believe I have, in a few clips during the reaction video streams, my friend. Azaria says, I'm so glad religion is something bottom line in my country. Is it? It's not something at the forefront? Big Green says, yeah, I don't hate religion necessarily. I just don't really believe in it personally, and I'm happy I don't have to go to church anymore. Yeah, that's the way I am. I mean, I'm all for it. If that's somebody's, as long as somebody's not using religion as a means to hurt someone else, then yeah, if it makes you feel better, that's good for you. That's excellent for you. But, I have no problem with religion at all, just because that's not how I think everything came to be. Willie says, I hate people who call religious people stupid. I agree with you. I am Christian mainly because it gives me hope that death isn't the end. To think that paradise is waiting for me makes me more comfortable with mortality. And there's 100% nothing wrong with that, Willie. I've always said that. I hope, let's face it, I hope you're right and I'm wrong. Because well, I mean, if you're right, I'm not going to the good place, that's for sure. Oh, it's Spaz Kid. Hold on a second, guys. I have to talk to him about something. Hello? Hey, dude, what's up?
So I just got a call from the wellness center.
Yeah. Okay, what does that mean? Right. Right. Okay. How high, bud? Okay. So you want me to make an appointment for you? When can you come home for it? Okay, guys. Apologies. Let me first clear up. VTG says, "Well, since the Bible reads like Russian propaganda." um, and Dragon says, "If you shoot a paper wad at a trash can and yell Kobe but miss, it's still a Kobe." Um, yeah. Well, I don't want to go into great details, and I don't want you guys to worry. It's not a big deal, but I am gonna have to end the stream. I got to take care of some stuff for Spaz Kid. Um, Again, I'll keep you guys posted as I get more information and we find out more. I don't. It doesn't seem like it's anything super serious, but without going into details, 'cause I don't want to divulge too much. I don't know what Brax would want discussed, but he had to go in for a blood test, and there's something that they want looked at further. So right now, I've got to get a hold of his doctor, because obviously his doctor's here by us, not by his college. I'm going to get a hold of the doctor, make an appointment for him so we can get all this looked into and everything. Yeah, I appreciate that, guys. What the hell's going on? I just want to make sure. Am I still? Oh, okay. That just glitched out on me. But guys, I apologize. I'll pick up a stream that with the same exact premise as this as soon as I can, in the coming days, so we can finish this conversation, because this was a really fun conversation. But Spaz Kid's pregnant again, VTG says. But I'll keep you guys posted. But right now I got to make sure I get all that stuff, and I got to get some information to Spaz Kid, so I want to get it done right away. But I'll keep all you guys posted, and thank you for all the well wishes and everything. I think everything will be fine. I'm just gonna go take care of that quick. Johnny says, okay, hope you guys have a good day and doing well. Yeah, and again, thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. And again, thank you for all the thoughts and concerns. But I better go take care of this right now. And I'll talk to you guys really, really soon.